Hi and welcome to the channel where we are role-playing and storytelling in Crusader Kings 3, and in today's episode it's the beginning of a new story, or at least a new chapter in our story. We are here as King Starkadr of House Korp. He has just inherited the kingdom from his father, King Frey. And we haven't really gotten to know King Starkadr yet. There has been some storytelling parts in previous episodes where I gave him some flavor. Especially there were a couple of events when he was leading raiding parties down here. He was talking to his commanders, telling them that he, like his father, wanted to go raid Brittany and find himself a Breton girl, because he always thought that, since he was a boy, he thought that his father's concubine Giselle was, quote, I will quote him here, so hot. That's what he said, and so that kind of tells me that he's trying to emulate his father in many ways. He's cynical like him, but he has his own personality. He's gluttonous and he's impatient. His father was a patient man, so this tells me that King Starkadr will be more rash, more eager to throw himself straight into the fray, whereas his father Frey was a patient man who liked to wait, monitor the situation and strike when the time was right. So let's take a look at Starkadr's traits and see who he is. So he's a confider, he's strong, and he's got the congenital trait quick. He's also a comfort eater, a Viking, a berserker, and a charismatic negotiator. This comfort eating goes hand in hand with gluttonous, and I remember when he was a boy and King Frey raised him, I seem to remember he got the gluttonous trait because he wasn't really too happy around people and parties. He was kind of a shy boy. He got the gluttonous trait instead of shy, so I think gluttony and food is his way of handling and coping with the fact that he really isn't a people's person. I mean, he's a charismatic negotiator, so he certainly knows how to do it. It's just that he don't like to do it, if you know what I mean. By that, his personality will unfold and develop as we play on. And I will have to get to know him and mold him, and the game and the events and sudden flashes of inspiration for me will determine where King Starkadr goes with his life. But I will play into his traits and what kind of person I think he is, and he will be a different person from his father, that's for sure. He will remember his father and his legacy, but he's his own man. And we are now the ruler of Sweden, and we have a lot of problems. I've been taking a look around in between episodes, and one of our problems is that we are disgraced. Our prestige is minus 518. Don't really know how that happened. Probably he took some prestige hits when he was Jarl, an independent Jarl, the last couple of episodes. That's been out of my control, but so we need to get our prestige up. The low prestige is one of the things that makes most of our vassals dislike us. And I also noticed that he's in a war against his brother. And this is a war I didn't declare. He must have declared this before the king's death, and now he has inherited it as the king of Sweden, because I certainly didn't declare a subjugation war against my brother, but that was Starkadr here did, and that tells me that he definitely he doesn't love this brother here. They are not rivals, or at least not as it says here, but this is his not a half brother, but they are both sons of High Chieftain Sif. So maybe there's been some jealousy and some rivalry between them. Anyway, we are at war trying to subjugate him, and that's a war my character started, and that tells me that it is a war that he wanted. So I will continue it, but I only discovered it because I saw, oh, my brother is in a war, because he's also in a war against our old arch enemy, Jarl Harald here of Viking. And I was looking to join his war and help him defend. That was my what I wanted to do. But then I saw, oh, we are at war, and if that's what the king wants and wanted before I came to control him, that's what I'm gonna do. And that's how the story will be, that these two brothers, they are definitely not friends. So let's take a look at how he feels towards his siblings. Well, he is best friends with Order here, and that is good news, because she is also a child of the same mother as our king, Sif, and she was the favorite daughter of our last character, King Frey. And her son is now a count down here in Holland. So she is the king's best friend. He loves her and he trusts her, and she will probably play an important role as we progress. And he is rivals with another sister, who is also a daughter of the same mother. But they are rivals, so something has happened during their upbringing that has made our king dislike her. Then we have our eldest sister. She is now betrothed to this young chieftain of Upland here. She was the queen of Denmark, because she was married to King Sigurdur when he was a long-time friend and ally of ours. Now it seems that she has gone and betrothed herself to another Sigurdur. She's the grandchild of her former husband. Only in CK3, right? So my big sister has betrothed herself to the grandchild of her former husband. Well, good for you, Asta. You are a lunatic, so I suppose that's in order. And here we have poor Gerda here. Her concubine mother died in childbed, but she has done well for herself. Her son now sits on the throne of Bohemia. King Frey tried to save him in the previous episodes, because his father became king, and he inherited after his father was killed in the wars when all of Bohemia turned against this heathen pagan king. But he still holds Prague here and is a king in name. He only has 82 men, so I don't think our house will sit long on the throne of Bohemia. I took a look if there were anything I could do to save him, because that would have been, even if the king doesn't necessarily care about his little nephew here. Maybe he does, maybe he don't. But his father would would have told him that he should do what he can for this boy, but there isn't anything. I don't have any hooks on him that I can use to make him come to my court or anything like that. So, and neither can I make her sister. Well, I suppose I can try and... What if I arranged a marriage for his sister? Because she will have all those claims down here, and it could be fun further down the line if we could put our house on the throne of Bohemia. So let's see if I could arrange a marriage for her. Yeah, let's marry Thurid Gerdsdotter here to her cousin Halstein Audersson Korp. There we are. And let's take so that was Gerdo. There is Saga, my rival and sister, poor dead Botilda. And here is my half-brother and vassal and ally. I noticed my character has negotiated an alliance with his half-brother here, Jarl Karl Freyson. They don't really like each other, so it's more an alliance of convenience, because he is rivals with this brother here, and we are at war with this brother. So these brothers are allying to beat down on poor Arngrimr here. Right, and who's next? It's my half-brother, the bastard Svein. He kind of likes me, and it looks like... it doesn't say what I think of him, but I should say that they don't love each other, these brothers, either, but they kind of like each other. The king thinks that Svein here, he's my blood, we have the same father, we had some good times when we grew up. I'm thinking about giving him some land, because we'll have to get rid of some lands as well, and we'll take a look at that soon. So that was Swain, and then there's Balder here. The game kind of cheated him. The game threw him a bad deal, because it always said that he was the heir to the Earldom of Småland that our father held and that we hold now. He was the heir to it, but it didn't say that he was the heir to any actual counties. So I thought that, well, maybe the game will give him one of our counties here, or maybe they will just steal one from one of the vassals here and make him a one-county jarl. But no, it seems like he didn't inherit anything, Balder. But he is... I think that he and the king, they are friends. It doesn't say so in the relations. But for storytelling purposes and to explain what happened when he got cheated out of the inheritance, I'm gonna work on making them friends. Well, I will adapt to what the game throws at me. If there comes events that makes them rivals, then so be it. But unless it does, I'm gonna work on developing a friendship here and have it so that Balder here, he was the heir to the Earldom of Småland, but he wasn't the heir to any actual lands. So he realized that, well, how can I rule a Jarldom if I don't hold any lands in the Jarldom? And he had a talk with his brother here, and his brother promised him that until my sons comes of age, you are my heir as the king. he is my player. And also he promised that he would give him the crown of France. So Baldur here, he got cheated out of the inheritance. He didn't inherit anything but the claims, but the king has promised to make him his heir until his own son comes of age. And he has also promised that if he is able to, he will make him king of France and fulfill Giselle's wish that her sons would sit on the throne of France. Because our king, he liked Giselle. He had a childhood crush on her, and he has been friends mostly with her second son here, Baldur. But also he has better relations with Giselle's sons than the sons that has the same mother as he does. So that's something I will have to look into in the storytelling parts to come. But for now, let's keep on looking at our siblings here. So that was Baldur, and here we have Jarl Arngrimr. He's the one that my brother with the same mother that I'm in a war with. And then there's the little one, Bragi. He doesn't like me that much either. He's chief down here in Slupsk. He's the little rascal that came when everyone thought that the family was finished, so to speak. No one expected him, and he came, and no one really minded that he came. That he became a great diplomat, and he was made chief down here. But people almost forget that little Bragi here exists until he turns up to family dinners, and everyone is hugging him, and Bragi, how good to see you, and then they go about forgetting him again. But maybe he will rise and become an important man. We will see. So we are married to Aslaug, Sigurd's daughter. She's the daughter of our old ally and friend King Sigurd, Princess of Denmark, and she's our wife, the mother of our 3 children, 1 daughter, 2 boys. It doesn't look like they have the same kind of loving, passionate marriage and friendship that the king had with his wife. So this looks more like a marriage of convenience. They respect each other and work together, and probably sleep together as well sometimes, but it's not passion, it is business for them. Unless things change, but that's how it always is in CK3. So that's that about our family. But we will see about first getting our eldest daughter here married for an alliance, because we don't have any. We really should be allied to Denmark. Who's king in Denmark now? It's King Knud, my wife's brother. So I really thought that we should be allied, but maybe it's good that we aren't, because it's been a good friendship here. But Denmark, they hold the shore part of Sweden, and maybe the king is thinking that should be mine. So maybe the romance between Denmark and Sweden is over. Could we make him an ally if we wanted to? I don't think so, because Oh, we could negotiate one, but he will not accept, because he would accept if I'm not at war. So let's hold off on that and see how that develops. Let's see if we can find a good match for my daughter. She's a grown woman now, so she should be married off. So it looks like we can continue our bonds and the friendship with Denmark after all. We really should see about getting those lands here, but on the other hand, the situation as it is with Denmark holding this it has always been so during our current king Starkadr's upbringing. So he knows that once there was a king of the first king of Sweden of House Munster. He ruled over these lands here, but as long as he has been alive, this has been a part of Denmark. His father was friends and allied with Denmark, and they always were a great help to us. He's married to the daughter of that king of Denmark, and so that's the reasoning for him to betroth his firstborn daughter Ragnhildur to her cousin Haraldur Knudsson Sigurdur. He's 9 years old, so she will have 6 or 7 years to have some fun before she has to go marry her cousin. I suspect that these things with cousins, and it will be harder and harder to keep track of as long as the game progresses. So let's not dilly-dally here. Let's get my daughter married to her 9-year-old cousin. Here you go. Have fun. And while we're at it, why don't we take a look if we could get some more allies around here. Let's see what we can do with young Askild Starkadr's here. Oh, here's a quick girl. Who are you, Bjerga Vorvi? You could give me an alliance with High Chieftain of Povdis-Samiana. Bjerga Vorvi. You are the daughter of High Chieftain Davgon of Povdis-Samiana. Yeah, we kind of have a history with House of Vorvi. High Chieftain Davgon, my Starkadr here, remembers when he was visiting court, coming with a gift of 50 gold to purchase, to negotiate a truce. And that was a sign of friendship and good intent from the Sapmi people up in Povdis-Samiana. And why not strengthen the bonds with those fierce tribes up in the north here by betrothing my son to one of the chief's daughters, Bjerga Vorvi. Pensive, quick girl. Yeah, I will do that. And that should give us 2 strong allies in our region here. That will sure come in handy, because I've also been taking a look around, and none of our vassals likes us really. And apart from that, I'm sure that neighboring kings and queens will keep their eyes on Sweden after the departure of the great King Frey here, and see if they can snatch a piece, so to speak. And we don't want that to happen. Especially I'm cautious about Estonia here, because in the last episode, or maybe the episode before that, King Melis here made some demands at our court, and we didn't like that very much. So maybe they will they are a strong enemy on the other side of the sea here if this develops into animosity. But that's for the future. So what else? Yeah, I was talking about vassals. We need to we have too many duchies. And yeah, nominate successor. I will, as promised by my character in the story, vote for Balder, Frey's and Korp as my heir, until I have fulfilled my other promise to make him King of France. So I will vote for you. You are the one I favor as heir until I fulfill my promise to you to make you King of France. Then I will probably switch and favor one of my sons instead, but that's also for the future. Let's take a look at our lifestyle. So we are a diplomatic character, and he has started the diplomacy tree. He is doing the August tree here. I think that is a good one. Yeah, I kind of like this writing history part here. Let's continue. He has chosen this before we started to control him, so let's continue on this line. We could increase diplomacy, but I think majestic focus is what we want. We want prestige, and we want to be more majestic as when we are king. So let's select that and try to work our way down here, and maybe we will switch in the future, but for now let's do the diplomacy tree. I could do one more perk. Yeah, let's take this one. And then let's see about some. He's now sitting here on the throne that his father sat on and trying to get his realm in order. And first off, we need to get rid of one of our holdings, and we have these two in Norway here. They have the same development. Lusekaupanger was where my mother was born, so I will hold on to that. What's the duchy titles here? That's Gulathingslög, that's my mother's jarldom, where her father ruled. So let's make our bastard brother Svein chief of Hördeland here. He goes, Svein, you have founded your own house Örn. That's eagle in Swedish. And now I will make you chief of Hördeland. There you are. Let's see what you can do with this. And also, like I said, all of our vassals kind of hate us. It's because of the low prestige, short reign, and they want to be on the council, and we hold the shore duchies, and so on and so forth. I suppose that everyone who is watching knows Crusader Kings. If you don't, then I'm not the person to educate you. You should go watch a tutorial to try one proud Bavarian. I like him. He's a good one. So let's see about what we can do about this. Here is the old Jarls of Småland here. He hates me mostly because I hold too many duchies, and I hold the shore duchy, and because he wants a seat on the council. So because I now hold 3 jarldoms, that primary jarldom here, Västergötland, this is our ancestral home, and we will never get rid of that if we're not forced to. And I also hold this jarldom here that I inherited from my mother. But Småland was always... It was always the House Njudunger's jarldom, really. King Frey subjugated them and he was the jarl there. But now it's time to give them back their lands and their title. I will raise you up to be the Jarl of Småland, the title your father, Vagn, held a long time ago, before my father subjugated him. House Njudunger are the rightful rulers of Småland. How about that? Will you think better of me if I do this for you? Yes, he will. He now likes me, because if all those vassals hates me, there won't be long until I'm in a civil war. So now here's House Ulfing here are attacking Småland, and there's we have a low tribal authority, so let them just duke it out, or jarl it out, as we say here in Scandinavia. That must have been the worst pun ever. We also have, here's an important vassal, Jarl Tyke Ivarsson of Bergslagen, House Borg. House Borg they've always stood ruled Bergslagen, or at least as long as we have been kings of Sweden, House Korp. We never really had too much dealings with them. It was Jarl Ivar here who our former king dealt with. I think he was in our council. And speaking of council, let's take a look at our council first, and then we now only have our Riksgård Anundel here, who is also our antiquarian and court physician. He has a child, that's good, who's of House Brest by his mother, Alva. Alright, maybe that will become a part of our storytelling as well, but we need a chancellor. Yeah, Starkadr, he remembers when Duke Haraldr here came to our court with coffers full of gold, bending the knee to his father. And his father told him that these are the Catholic Dutch people, they are now our vassals, and we shall treat them with respect and honor as all other vassals. And here he is the best choice. He hates us now because of a lot of things, but maybe we should work on making House Akra here hate us a little less. So let's make you Duke Harald the Kind of Holland our chancellor. But anyway, being on the council should stop him from creating factions against us. How about Stuart? Who are you? Chieftain Dag of Heidemark. Oh, he's a new addition to our kingdom, House Hede. He was a vassal of ours when we were an independent jarl here in Norway. And he really is the best choice by far, and he is a strong vassal. And probably Starkadr has trusted Chieftain Dag here before, so congratulations, you are our new steward. And who should be marshal? Well, our new jarl. I think he held the title when our father ruled, and Starkadr doesn't see any he just made him Jarl. So he doesn't see any reason to fire him from the council. He's a good choice. Yeah. Jarl Stein of House Gute. Because the king's best friend is Audel here. She was married to Fredrik Steinsson Gute of House Gute, the second-born son of Jarl Stein. And they had a good marriage. They had 3 sons. Fredrik here, he died in battle, was viciously dismembered by Halfdan of Lynn's mighty axe. And it was when he fought for us, for my father. So we have a high opinion of House Gute. And here is Jarl Stein, a mastermind philosopher who is decent at intrigue, at least, who doesn't hate us. Congratulations, Jarl Stein, you are the new spy master. And that gave me an idea, because Gotland here, it's a titular duchy, right? There are those one county holdings that you can make a duchy, and Gotland is one of them. So he is a jarl, which means that he can have vassals. So why don't I make him the jarl of those people up here? Because he likes us now. He's in our council, and if I have him deal with these people here, it would make him stronger, but it would mean that they will have to take their troubles and considerations and grievances to him rather than me. Let's see about that. The political situation is, I think, a bit too complicated here right after the inheritance. It would be a hasty decision. But alright, let's play into our impatient trait then, because Frey, the former king, and me, the player, we would never have gone and done a thing like making him a jarl of all these people here without considering it and waiting to see how the internal wars plays out. But he's an impatient man. He just wants these things solved and done with. By a stroke of the hand, our impatient King Starkadr just made Jarl Steinsson Skulason of Visby one of the greatest lords in the kingdom. He's the Jarl of Gotland, but now he also has all those vassals along the northern coast here. And maybe when he's at peace with Chief Austel here, Skölder of Finland, I will grant him that as well. Because, as I said before, we think high of this house. He's our new spy master. I have Gula Thingslög as my mother's jarldom. I have Uppland. I have too many jarldoms. What's the shore? Yeah, this should be Chieftain Dogs, my stewards. Let's make you. You are the Jarl of Uppland, House Hede. There you go. Now he likes me as well, that is good. I think I need to take concubines. Well, there aren't too many choices, but he always wanted a Breton girl. And here is my father's last wife. They were only married by name because of the Kitsat Impaler here. If you haven't, you should go check out the episode called The Chiefess's Bucket List, and then some of the following episodes where the story of Rikitsa the Impaler is told. She was a maniac. Well, she's not a maniac, but she was a kind of kinky lover to our last character. And she's a part of the Jämtland girls. For our foes, the sword. For our friends, peace. Well, that's a good motto for House Jämtland and their Jarl, Torun. Especially Rikissa here. She is the one that has been an integral part of our story. But anyway, she was the lover of our last character, and she made him marry her one-legged sister when his wife Sif died. So why not make her? No, that would be too. He wouldn't go for his father's wife. But let's take this because he always had a thing for Breton girls ever since he first saw Giselle. So let's take this woman here, Ludentver Rivallan de Poel. She's a melancholic lunatic. No wonder she's been forced up here to the north to serve as a concubine. Well, anyway, now she's my concubine. She will hate me. The king will try to find some better concubines, really, but for now we don't have any. Let's take a look at our prison and see what we can do with the people there. The king is an impatient man. His father, he kept those people around because maybe he could find a use for them. But I think the king, he doesn't see why he should keep all those people around. I mean, he's not a cruel man, but maybe he is, because it really isn't a nice thing to chop someone's head off, but here we are executing. Now our prison is more manageable. We have those two children here. We won't execute them. We have negotiated the release to release them, and they will join our court. We'll keep this Catholic here to sacrifice in a blood further down the line. And here is the now 17-year-old heir to the throne of Brittany. We are still waiting for his father to gather the gold needed to ransom him. Right, so now let's raise our forces and go do war with our brother. And see what the game throws at us on our first days as king. So my nephew, Count Frey, created a faction to install his mother on the Frisian throne. But your mother is my best friend. You stupid boy. What to make of this? He created a faction for his mother to be queen of Frisia. I think that if I could, I would grant her the kingdom. She's my best friend. But I can't grant her the kingdom. Can I? No, I cannot. So, really, boy, you should talk to mother before you go and do something stupid like this. There we are. We have some strong allies now. We have Vovdisamena and Denmark. That is good. And there's only 2 more days and our army is ready to go. Here we are. Colchester. Sunday roast. Oh, it's Mare, the daughter of the first king of Sweden, Mare Björnsdotter of Munster. Now, Colchester. If you've seen the previous episodes, you know the backstory of Mare. If not, I shan't go through it now. They are There should be a link to the playlist in the description if you're curious. Let's read the event here. My Jester Mare is known for her fantastically entertaining insults, and as it happens she is standing face to face with my courtier Eldgit. I am just in time to hear a particularly scratching roast. You brooding Delilah and eremitic Doxy, your unrestrained emotions are brooding are legendary. You are a shiver looking for spine to run up, you whore, Mare says, as if possessed by Loki. Eldgit's face is red, but she knows that I am watching, so she managed some pained laughter. So Eldgit took offense with Mare's joke, and I can laugh and lose stress. The king, Starkadr, he likes Mare here. He thinks she's funny and a sweet girl, like my father did. So let's try and siege here while my brother's other enemies are sieging there, because engaging them won't give us any war score. I think in this war, maybe if we defeat him before they do, we will inherit this war and have to fight them, but that's for later. Here we have an event. Alternative taste. Lately, regular activities have not done it for me. Physicians have recommended various ointments, but nothing excites. As I grow more and more desperate, I stumble upon some books, hidden in the bottom of a pile in a merchant's stall, that depict some unusual activities. I find that I cannot stop turning the pages, and heat is stirring my loins. So I found a book. That sounds exciting, I suppose. So I can be a deviant, or I can gain stress. But no, let's play into this. The text here obviously suggests that he is intrigued. He's a gluttonous man, so he's not one to say no to temptation. When I'm role-playing, I'm not only going for when the event tells me that you should do this if you have this trait. So there's nothing about gluttonous here, but being gluttonous suggests to me that he's a man that when he's tempted, he's going for it. And, well, I will be a deviant and look into these books with unusual activities. Well, see what that leads. Trappings of majesty. I stand above my subjects as a sovereign ruler, unequalled in the realm. Dressing the part with resplendent garments and jewelry would serve as a subtle reminder to everyone that I am in charge. So this is about our clothing. He is now dressed in this, so let's see. I can spend a lot of gold to gain diplomacy and prestige, or I can do a stewardship challenge to maybe gain something, or say I do not need things to legitimize my rule and gain piety. But no, I think we don't have stacks of gold, but we are in need of prestige, and there's nothing in traits to guide me here, but I think that he is a man that wouldn't mind spending 75 gold to get resplendent raiment. Only the finest ermine and velvet for me, the king says. So, Chieftain Sigurdur is now married to my eldest sister. He's 16, she is 38. May you have a long and healthy marriage. They do have some reinforcements coming, but our army is larger than theirs. It's not my brother's troops, but they are in war at war with my brother because Jarl Yngling here is trying to claim a counter from him. And we don't want that, and even if we do defeat my brother, we'll probably inherit this war, so beating them could be good regardless. Probably the best strategical choice would be to just wait in a defensive position, have them siege, and then go siege there after them. Let's try and do that. Oh, here's a battle. My brother's army is attacking and they will be defeated, but maybe now is the time for us to throw ourselves in there when they're already, because here they stand trying to siege my brother's capital. My brother is making a futile effort to land on the beaches here, but when they have their attention towards my brother, we sweep in and win the day, hopefully. Let's go for that. The king is... I got a call to war just as the battle started. It's King Knud of Denmark, who is trying to conquer a county from Jylland. Yeah, let's accept his call to arms. Of course we'll come. And we took them by surprise here. We have defeated them. And that gave us the siege, it looks like. Now let's go beat my brother. He's standing there with the last of his men, trying to take back this holding here. But we shall go defeat him. Let's lead myself, because his father, he was the military man. He could handle a sword and an axe and a shield, and he took part in some battles, like all Vikings do, I suppose, or most of them. But he was the military man. He was a learned guy. Starkadr here, he's not a military man either. He's a diplomat and a bit of a shy diplomat. But he's definitely more of a fighter than his father. He's strong, and he's a Viking, and he's a berserker. And he's also impatient, so he wants to throw himself into battle. He wants to be with his army when it goes to war. That's the kind of man he is. Here we caught my brother, and we crushed him, and I took him hostage. So we won the war here against my brother, which should mean that I will subjugate him, and maybe that means that I will also inherit his defensive war against Jarl Harald here. But we have already beaten his army once, so we should be able to do it again, unless he gets some allies. We also had this call to arms from King Knud of Denmark. He is attacking Jylland, who is also in this war here because they are allied with Yngling here. So it's kind of a Jylland and Egdafylke here. They are allied against the big power Sweden and Denmark. Had it been me, the player, I would have rooted for the underdogs, but now I'm playing as one of the big bullies, so we're gonna have to crush them, and we will do that in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching this one. Consider liking and subscribing if you enjoy this Let's Play, and goodbye.